Now time for the Revelstoke Mayor Report with Mayor Gary Sulz. Good morning, Gary.
Good morning, Shaun.
How are you?
I'm good. You?
I'm excellent.
Awesome.
Isn't it awesome?
Yeah.
So, Gary, I have some questions on behalf of my people. I speak for everybody when I ask this. And
All
I
right.
speak for everyone in the community. Can I darely boldly say that?
Oh, absolutely.
When
Give it a
the
try.
hell is that roundabout done? There we go.
We believe the end of the first week in October. The contractors are on schedule. We're a couple weeks behind in getting the tender and whatnot out. But they are definitely on schedule. So
Like October 2nd, maybe, or something to that effect.
October 2nd, or even let's go 5 days past that sort of thing. I don't have the calendar in front of me, but that's what they're telling us.
Okay.
So we're kind of excited about that. If I see it done by mid-October, I'll be ecstatic. Not to say that they're not on time, but I can't give you a date, exact date. So.
Well, look at City Hall. I mean, that was supposed to be done ages ago, and it's like now it's just the new look.
Yeah, that's good.
Does that have a date?
No, I don't know the date. I know there is a date. I'm sure it's sometime in December. I know from what I'm hearing when I'm sitting in the building that they're now putting the window frames and whatnot back in. They've taken all the windows out and got rid of the old garbage, and they're putting the new frames back in. At least that's what it sounds like outside my office, plywood window now.
It does seem a little long. Vote Hoffa! So what's the word? There was an article about it in Aaron's paper about, pretty sure it was Aaron, about the Columbia Gardens, the projections of when that would be completed.
And again, I don't know with
yeah.
BC Housing and how they're working on that. And I see it torn apart, but
It seems fast and slow all at the same time.
Yeah,
it's
so
kind of
we'll
funny.
See it. They're working to get it done as quickly as they can so that they can get people into it. So
Now, with BC Housing and with subsidized living, those that would like a space in that, hopefully they change the name of it. Good Lord, they should just to rebrand it. But you have to go to BC Housing and apply, right? In order,
that's
not
my understanding. Yeah.
So I'm thinking, because sometimes I think that there's this confusion between affordable living, affordable housing, and affordable purchase. And there's some gray areas because what's affordable to you is not affordable to me, or vice versa. So, and these are going to be properties and facilitated through BC Housing, meaning you apply to live there based on your income. And I don't know how the process works completely, but that's how you got to get in there if you want a spot.
Yeah, and then they'll what are the needs for that person? How do they derive their income? What do they derive their income? And it's kind of first come, first serve that's on the list, and then they'll go through the list and make sure they meet all the qualifications. And those who are in need will find a place to live if there's room.
Do you know if with BC Housing, is it sort of if a space pops up, someone will get contacted and say this is available for you, but it doesn't necessarily mean in your own backyard. Like it could be people on the list, say out of town, looking for a space, and not necessarily here. Just this is where availability is, and it doesn't necessarily focus on the people that are here.
Well, I think they do. I think
Okay.
they focus on the people that are here. Those are the people that need accommodation. You're not going to go, hey, somebody in Salmon Arm needs accommodation, come on up. Well, what happens if they have some sort of income and they're working and they just need accommodation? So they'll focus on the people that are in the community who are looking for it because they're here working.
Okay, and I guess if you're coming here to play and stay, applying for that's probably not going to get too far.
Probably not. Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's a little bit more information about that. Hey, did you know I was talking to Dean Jackson? You know Dean?
Yeah,
I like
I
to
know
call
Dean.
him Nick Nolte because he's got that raspy voice. Dean was saying that they've had the best numbers at the Revelstoke Golf Club this year than ever. Like last year, let's say 150 people went through the course in a day. That'd be a big day. Busy day. And now that's a relatively low-key day.
That's good. And I'm glad to hear that. We're seeing tourists in the local area, and we advertised regionally to bring people in. And so the Chamber's done an excellent job of going out to the community, the task force, and even these individual businesses and entities have gone out and done that. And to see the people here, it's awesome.
Yeah, I know people are apprehensive about it, and there's those nerves, but the whole point of sanitizing, wearing the mask, and all that stuff that people, I know, get it. People are tired of hearing about it. But don't get too tired, because 2021 is still coming up, and we'll be probably talking about it then, too.
Yeah, and so that just leads into, my concern about people in complacency. Don't be complacent. Use masks. There's no reason not to have a mask. The chamber's gone out, and we've got masks. The Recovery Task Force has put things in place. So there's masks there, and if you're going into a place that you can't physically distance, put your mask on. If you're walking downtown and you're in a crowd, put your mask on. So
it's funny. We're in this zone right now where if you walk into a grocery store, any store, and let's say majority of the people in there are wearing a mask and you're not, yep, you look like the sore thumb. And if it's the other way around and majority of the people are not wearing masks and you are, it's like, oh, that person's wearing a mask. That's odd. It's this funny little gray area now where I think that people are still got a big question mark on should we, could we, how do I look? All that stuff plays a factor in it.
Yeah, exactly. And so we're encouraging the use of masks for those who feel that they need them. I'm encouraging them for everyone. If you're in a situation where you can't physically distance, we don't want to make that mandatory. We want you to have the option. So make sure that if you're in that situation and you're going to be safe, so that others are going to be safe, so we don't have an outbreak here in the community.
Well, Dr. Tan did say, when it's time for some, let's do a little dance, make a little love, get down tonight, wear some masks, she said. I'm like, that. If there's nothing sexier than wearing a mask. All these memes are going to pop up about protection, and it's just going to be about masks.
There we go. Absolutely.
You're welcome for that, by the way.
Oh, yeah, thanks.
You're welcome.
So a couple things I just want to delve into today. Of course, children are going back to school. We want to make sure that they're safe, especially with traffic and the detours and whatnot coming up 8th Street. As kids make their way, parents take their kids, that sort of thing. Be cautious.
Yes.
Follow the speed limit, and they're excited to be going back to school. They're not paying attention to traffic. They just want to be with their friends in the best way that they can. So it's upon us to make sure that we drive defensively.
That's right. So yesterday was day one. Today is the first full day, except for the CPE kids. They get one extra day off.
Oh, yeah.
Because of the painting, I believe, and a bit of construction. So, again, that reminder that kindergartners do have their orientation day today there, but those in grade 1 and up, you're still on mom and dad's time or grandma and grandpa's time. So Monday is supposedly the start day. Hopefully the painting gets done and they can get going on it.
Get the kids back.
Yeah.
Yep. Good. So there's a couple of things I want to go on. Today is September 11th. We remember 19 years ago the incident in the United States we all know as 9/11. So just in memory of all those people that lost their lives, but also our world has been changed by this event. You can't get on an airplane without security and that sort of thing now. So we just want to remember, but also realize that we can do better. So that's one thing I want to bring forward. Couple things on the go. Public hearing is scheduled for September 17th. That will be at the community center dealing with the Hay Road development. If you want to speak, if this impacts your life.
I heard it was a Walmart. I heard a rumor.
There we go.
If you haven't heard a rumor by 12, you should start one.
There we go. That's kind of normal.
Yeah. Okay, so the 17th is for the Hay Road. Now, we had a chit-chat last week about filling in for the councillor spot, an assignment or...
by-election?
Yes, the by-election that you need to assign, or staff needs to assign a... What's the right term?
Returning officer.
Returning officer to kind of put this together.
So the staff are working on that as to who's going to take on that position, and then we'll once we do that, we can announce dates for by-election.
What is a returning officer?
Well, they basically make sure all the election stuff's done according to the rules. So.
Oh, okay. So they're just in charge of that particular...
Yep, and they have to know the legislation and whatnot. It's not like I can say, gee, Shaun, you want to be the returning officer this year? There's some specific qualifications and whatnot. So there's some staff that have that.
Oh, so they get to read legislation. Oh, that just sounds like a big pile of holy no. Okay, so I guess we'll figure that part out, or I'll just start showing up.
Well, there you go. That's good.
Could I?
Yeah.
We could do rotating spots. Like guest starring is very popular now. big names do show up on series. You notice that all the time. You're like, is that Dustin Hoffman? We could do that like a celebrity council spot every 2 weeks or whenever you meet again on the Tuesdays. You just pick someone, maybe it's past mayors, maybe it's your local radio host, maybe it's the guy down the street that we're not too sure of that's, like, sir, have you had anything to drink? Yes, come with us. We got something to do with you. You never know what might turn on the juice and see what shakes loose.
There we go.
All right, bring that to the table.
All right, thanks.
Thanks, Gary.
All right.